Hello everyone, and now welcome to Game 3 in this series. It is Emalfan versus Foggy. Foggy spawning over here on the top left-hand side of the map as the blue Night Elf. Meanwhile, Emalfan has spawned as the red human on the bottom right. I will say this already, I am still a little bit sore in the throat. Casting has been absolutely difficult. Yeah, some of you guys have been commenting on my Hex games going, hey, if you can cast Hex, why don't you try and cast Warcraft 3? Don't you know you have more viewers? Yes, I know I have more viewers in Warcraft 3, and I thank you for all of the viewers on Warcraft 3. For those of you guys who haven't checked out Hex, definitely do so. I do think it is one of the best TCGs, online TCGs out there, MMO TCG, that really bends the space of what a real trading card game could be. Yes, there is some random number generation, but there is a lot of very intricate gameplay that is part of Hex that is unlike any other TCG out there, making it very unique. And well, Hex games, I don't do a lot of talking. I'm actually doing a lot of thinking as opposed to actually playing. But some people have said, you know what, why don't you try to go competitive in Hex as well? And I said, all right, you know what, maybe I will try to go a little bit more competitive, maybe more on the limited side. If I can continue my run last week, or last time I played, I got into the top 8. If I won that tournament, I would have made it to the Hex Invitationals as a contestant and a player. But all that aside, let's go ahead and break things down, because this is a Warcraft 3 game, and we see now Foggy opening up with an archer here and going for a warden first. Interesting choice. Warden first will allow for shadow strikes, but it will also cause a little bit of problems, as the archmage should be able to drop a large number of water elementals. Water elementals very critical in the matchup. As you can see, the fireball being launched and getting a little bit of damage onto that wisp right there. Warden now chasing after this peasant. Peasant most likely will not be able to make it away, but the Warden purposely is trying to save up all of her mana, decided to kill that one peasant the old-fashioned way, as we now see the archer is going to finish off some units here. Alright, if Foggy is not careful, Foggy is going to end up losing lose this Ancient of War, which would actually hurt tremendously. No, Apprentice Wizard has been taken out, and it looks like this Ancient of War will be able to escape with less than 200 hit points. Alright, meanwhile, back off over here, Footman trying to run amok inside the Night Elf base. 2 Wisp comfortably sitting inside that entangled gold mine, knowing that unless you deal 800 points of damage to the gold mine itself, you have no real chance of doing any true damage to me. Now, Footman down to 262 hit points as the Shadow Strike is slowly ticking away. Meanwhile, the Archmage is now heading off over here, and it looks like he's going to attempt to clear out this mercenary camp, even though he knows that the Warden is not chasing. That wasn't a very important call there. He knows that the Warden is not chasing, but he still has to walk a little bit further, and one chase is still perhaps just enough, as we can see. Oh, are we going to see a Shadow Strike come in? There you go. Units are all now fighting back here. Are you going to get that Shadow Strike there? Who is going to get that final shot off there? Let's take a look at that. Archmage looks like he does get that experience. Is he going to get the Tome of Intelligence? Yes, he will go back to read his books, as a true Archmage should. Archmage now going after the Warden here, and some people like to say Archmage, some people like to say Archmage. I'm not quite sure why people constantly try and correct me. It's like Chimera versus Shimera. Some people, well, Chimera is actually correct, but some people say it's Shimera. No, it's Chimera. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down a little bit further. More peasants now training up. They're going to be calling to arms and heading over to the top right-hand side of the map. Warden, still sitting at level 2, does have Boots of Speed, so she will be able to catch up to that Archmage relatively quickly. Now, Footmen and other units being left behind here. There is a quick reveal. There is an archer. That archer is now trying to get away, and it looks as though one peasant will get taken out in the meantime, but an archer giving the Archmage level 3, and as that Archmage is now incredibly powerful at stopping the tiered 1.5 units. Those Huntresses are unarmored units and will suffer a large amount of damage. Forest Troll Berserker quickly targeted and focused. It makes a lot of sense, because that damage from that Forest Troll Berserker is extremely high. Meanwhile, the Warden unable to get another shot or another bit of experience there, consistently losing a lot of experience to Denial. This is some really, really strong play coming in from Emalfan so far, as the Peasants are going to be able to set up that expansion here in just a moment. Archmage still at 270 mana with a potion of greater mana. If that Warden falls, that will pretty much be the end of it. No, it looks as though the Huntresses will be able to get away alongside that Warden. Warden down to 79 hit points, but nothing. Some Moonwell juice is not going to quickly heal up here in just a moment. There, take a look at it. Warden now pretty much back up to full hit points, and well, it looked like we're going to be going into a little bit of a Congo line there. The Huntress is running straight here. Let's take a look. That Arcane Tower is not going to be enough. There's a Fan of Knives, as the Huntresses are running straight after that expansion. Now, the Arcane Tower is not yet ready, and the Huntresses may be able to just simply eat through all of these Peasants. This is not looking good at all. 3 Peasants completely, or 3 Huntresses completely unchallenged here. Meanwhile, you can take a look. Ancient of Lores are coming in. Lots of Water Elementals. You're going to see a detonation. There's a detonation again, but the Archmage still has plenty, but there's some more detonations again. All right. Is the Archmage going to perhaps use that Potion of Mana? I believe so. Once that Potion of Mana is used, another unit is going to be coming in. There goes one Footman. Another Footman is going to get taken out. That is the big question there. Continuing to try to heal, and really Emalfan taking a bit of a gamble here, trying to fight back against all of these units. Let's take a look back once more. The Ancient of Lore has taken or suffered a bit of damage, but nothing that is of real significance. All right, Dryads now being trained. Huntress is finishing off here, and it looks like Foggy is in a very, very good position. All he really needs to do is get a handful of Dryads, and he should be able to come out of this. 34 supply compared to 28. Yeah, as the detonations continue to come out, the Warden now sitting at level 4, and really committed to the cause are those Wisps. The only way to die is to detonate themselves, pretty much, and that's exactly what we see here. All right, Dryads with that slow poison, getting in some extra damage onto those Water Elementals. Abolish Magic also being researched as well, and whatever advantage Emalfan had is now going in favor of Foggy. Foggy now heading over here to the top left, going to pick up some items. Not quite sure what it is. It's going to be a Clarity Potion, selling the Rings of Protection, picking up a Potion of Mana as well. And is he going to use a Nightstone or perhaps a Potion of Healing? Those are both very, very viable choices at this point, as the Moonwells are rather empty, and with it still being so far away from daybreak, those Moonwells will be empty for quite some time. Now, the expansion is up from Emalfan. He had to move over more Peasants in order to properly get it situated. Water Elementals are all in play here. No slow, really considering why no slow was being thrown down. You need to use those mercenaries very, very effectively. You need slow to make sure... Oh, there's the Abolish Magics right there, to make sure that those poor Huntresses, or those Huntresses, are nowhere near as fast, and allow Water Elementals to get in on that damage. Now, let's take a look. One Arcane Tower not even done yet. Archmage is not going to be able to come in here and protect this all that much. There goes Tower number 1. Tower number 2 may fall as well. Those Scout Towers is having a big problem. There is a big Fan of Knives going across as well, and this game is pretty much over before it really even got started. Emalfan gonna lose this game to Foggy here. Yes, finally ends up getting a Huntress, but you can see the score here doesn't really show who had the majority of control throughout much of this game. Hero level 5 to 3, Level 3 Shadow Strike would have made short work out of any of the heroes. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed Game 3. Please stay tuned for Game number 4.